flags.
What I was getting at is maybe they're going to buy that and then just do it together.
Right.
Which park is that? Hold on, I gotta look it up. Which park is that there?
It's a park.
Fiesta. That's the big one. That's the good one. That's Fiesta.
Okay.
Fiesta does have its own issues because the quarry wall
Mm-hmm.
provides
Yeah.
some nasty winds. What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Diz Idiots. We're the idiots so you don't have to be. Tonight we're talking about everything. And apparently starting off with Warner Brothers Park and Six Flags and stuff like that. That's fun.
Yeah, we're just rolling with it tonight.
That's how it works best.
We're vibing, baby.
Yep. Yeah, Liz asked me, she's like, so what topics you guys going to talk about tonight? I'm like, I don't know. We just kind of roll with it and just see what's on our mind.
My friend was my buddy was just asking me. He goes, "Do you have like we thought with things? We'd start covered news, maybe like I don't know, Enchanted Tales of Belle coming back to Disney next month, Magic Kingdom next month, something along the lines of that, possibly. Which is too long, Disney. This is not that hard show to run. Come on."
And March 1st, Flower and Garden. So that's right around the corner.
Hey, maybe I could give us some opening day coverage.
There you go.
I will be literally there.
On March.
I'll see what I can do.
On March 1st.
On March 1st. Yes.
You'll be there with everybody. Then you'll probably see Lou Mangello. You'll probably see Tim Tracker. You'll see Adam the Woo.
I can't guarantee the Woo.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Woo was just there with the Trackers recently, but then again, also the Trackers are expecting their second kid, so who knows? Tim may be able to. He might be bailing on this one.
Yeah, it still pays the bills, but it'll be fun to go.
Yeah.
Plus, I can only go at night, so because I do have actual conference stuff to do.
Work.
They mostly come out at night. Mostly.
Where you guys staying for
Marriott Worldgate?
Oh, nice.
Wait. Which one's
That's
that?
The big ass Marriott.
When you come in from Hotel Drive?
I believe so.
Should be. I believe that's the Marriott there.
All right. Nice.
Which, now I got to sit here and I got to figure out who that first act is. Eat to the beat.
I looked at the list. I forget who was first.
It literally March 1st, Garden Rocks concert series. Just tell me who. Look, that is the night this conference is pulling out all the stops and has a big name band coming in to do it. I don't know who they are. There's some 80s cover band. So
Mulch, Sweat, and Shears?
That would be amazing, and I would go see them. If it was them, the Jaminators, Off Kilter, I'd be there.
Classics.
Garden Rocks 2023 lineup.
Yeah, I can't even find it.
They normally have this stuff out nearly a year in advance. Why can't we find it? We're terrible news.
I know.
I don't think we're not terrible news.
There is no band on opening night. The first band, March 2nd and 3rd. Oh, no, wait. That's still 2022.
Maybe I don't think they have announced it yet. Wait, hold on. Oh, here we go. Wait. No, that's not it.
Well, while you guys look that up, we have some more news. We have a new chairman of the board. Disney. Mark Parker is Susan Arnold, I think, is the current chairman. But Mark Parker, he's a current executive chairman of Nike, is coming on to the Disney Walt Disney Company as chairman of the board.
So they have all right. So it doesn't look like they actually announced the official lineup. They're just expecting that most of them from last year will return, such as like Sugar Ray, Hanson, Ray Parker,
Hanson's done it every year for the last since Mbop was a thing.
Ray
And I
Parker,
think Sugar Ray has also done it too.
98 Degrees, Journey, Air Supply, Joey Fatone, Tonic, Baha Men.
Parker, the Pointer Sisters,
Probably.
they usually do it.
I can't remember who was there the week that we were down. I can't remember.
I don't know. But chairman of the board. What do we know about this guy?
Yeah,
The current executive at Nike.
I did read about that. I do remember that.
Yes.
Now.
He's current executive at Nike. Don't know why she's stepping. Who knows? I didn't read if she's stepping down, if it's a mutual, not doesn't matter. But it's hard to say. I think it's a good thing. I like having change now because obviously I think Iger's 2 years till we have a new CEO.
Let me ask you this: even though she's with Disney, is she still with Nike currently?
Him. No. Susan,
Oh.
I believe Susan Arnold is the current chairman. I think her name's Susan Arnold. The current chairman. He's, I think, leaving Nike to come on to Disney.
Okay, so he's not co-working with Nike and Disney.
Let me look real quick. I don't believe
Because if that is the case, if he's still going to be employed with Nike, that's obviously going to be something to do some sort of for like for marketing, sales.
No, he does. He's been a 7-year member of the Disney board, and they just put him up to chairman.
Okay.
We lost Dozer.
So then he's
okay. Susan Arnold replaced Bob Iger when he stepped down from the role. Dozer's internet has dropped.
All right. So are we still live?
It says we're live. So
okay.
Anything can happen. Welcome to the Bruce and Brian show.
Yeah. Oh, did you see that? I saw this viral video of Sutton Foster on closing night of the Music Man hugging. Oh my God. I sent that to Liz. I was like, that is adorable. Oh, that's so.
Yeah, it had its run.
So what's going in that theater again?
Great Scott!
That's right. Back to the Future. Oh my God.
Back to the Future is they're loading out, and Back to the Future will be loading in.
I'm so excited.
Having a lengthy tech process. My understanding is that they wanted to open this season, but felt it would be too much of a rush. And since the tech is the big selling point of the show, the car is the star, if you will. Yeah, we have actors and actresses who are the stars, and we have a score and everything. But they said that's what the big selling point is from London. Most people say the sets were incredible. The car is incredible. The car is the star. Like the plant is the star. So
I know. It's right.
Tickets are currently on sale. They start performances in June, late June or early July, and open in the beginning of August.
Do you know what the prices start at?
I believe 90. Tell me about it. Which is not that bad compared to some. I'm looking at you, a beautiful noise with $155 million ticket purchase. Ridiculous.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Well, they with the gray hairs to see Will Swenson pretend to be Neil Diamond for 2.5 hours.
Oh,
but it depends on how well it sells. If they're pushing it, you wait because it's either you wait a little bit till it's closer to June because either you're going to buy tickets and just that it's a hit and that's what it's going to be, or they're going to have a discount code.
Is that for tech? Is that for like the tech rehearsal pricing? For the like sneak preview is starting at $90
for everything. It's all performances starting with previews. I believe the minimum was $90. I haven't looked in a little bit because I'm waiting on. Again, I'm biding my time for a discount because there's other shows coming in I really want to see that I'm pretty sure are going to cost a pretty penny.
That's oh God, it's a little steep.
It's really not. It is. Here's the thing. It is. But for New York, unfortunately, that's almost become the status quo. That's what I said, though. You wait. I'll sometimes
inflation.
wait for it.
Yeah.
Just everything. It's the Winter Garden.
Yeah, that is like prime. That's like prime real estate.
It's just saying. It's one of those more. It's the Winter Garden. There's no bad seat in the house.
I know.
It is a lot of money. Don't misunderstand me. But when it comes to Broadway and even off Broadway, unfortunately, dems the brakes. If you're getting a good deal, maybe it's not a hit, or maybe you're trying to make it a hit. But once it's a hit, they'll charge. They're banking on it. I don't know what their advance currently is. I haven't taken too deep of a dive into the ticket sales, but I will. When I'm bored at work, I will just scroll through shows I'm interested in.
All right.
Well, to be fair, it's not like Broadway has ever been seen as an affordable thing.
No.
Oh, this is Mel Brooks' fault. There, it needs to be said. This is Mel Brooks' fault.
How dare he make things people want to see?
No, until the producers, no show costs that much. The producers was the first show to break over $100, really, and then start the premium ticket. Then I think maybe Wicked that started the premium tickets.
Whoa, what about Spamalot? Didn't Spamalot have something to do with that too?
That'd be 2005. We're back in 2001.
Oh my God! I thought Spamalot came. Wow!
Producers of 2001. Some attribute the success due to an event that happened in September.
Well, right, yeah, but I thought Spamalot came. It was like right around the same time. Wow!
No, 2 years later.
Wow! All right, go on. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was it. Because of that, that's what ticket prices, and they realized they could charge a premium price, and people will pay it, and that actually doomed the show. The producers, Nathan Lane, Matthew Broderick, stars hit, boom, they leave. A bunch of replacements come in. Even Martin Short and Jason Alexander can't save the show. And they have to leave. They leave. Broderick and Lane come back to save the show. And then it goes on 15 more years before it closes.
Wait, time out. Jason Alexander and Martin Short together?
Mm-hmm.
How do I not remember that cast?
Mm-hmm. Richard Kind did it.
I remember.
Then you had others. Listen, you had others. Hunter Foster. What I saw, it was I forget who. Was it Hunter? But I saw no. It was John Tracy Egan. It was definitely John Tracy Egan as Max, because he's fantastic. But that's how it goes. The pricing from there. Right. I realize people are watching. How did we get on Broadway? I see that Disney and podcasts. These people talk about different things. But yeah, that's.
Weird shit happens when my internet drops.
Mel Brooks started this. So
yeah.
Thanks, Mel Brooks. And then everyone continued it. And then, Wicked and things has continued from there. And then I'm going to be polite and not call him a name, but then Hamilton has made things 10 times worse.
I don't know. The Book of Mormon, though, they kind of came out of left field.
I just meant the pricing wise. They would hit shows come, pricings follow. Oh, we're a hit. We could charge what they charge.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
with Book of Mormon, like their pricing, like they charged a really high premium too. Because I remember I wanted to go see them, and those prices were like,
Book of
tickets were like $300-400.
It's only because, premium already existed. That was, again, they kind of followed the average premium pricing. Mm-hmm. Book of Mormon was just lightning in a bottle. My first set of tickets were $30. Nobody wanted to go because no one knew what it was. The moment word got out of, hey, guys, everyone, word of mouth spread, and they were like, we're a hit, go for it.
And then when it won Best Musical that year.
Well, not even before that. Their first hike is always nominations. If you're nominated for a bunch, including Best Musical, that's the first hike. The moment you win, that's supposed to be the second hike. Sorry, Strange Loop. You won, but sorry. You were
anyway, so now we're back. What we were talking about before about
mentioned the chairman of the board, and then that's where we left off.
We were mentioning Carrot Top's now running things. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But, I think a new chairman is a good thing. I don't know why. I don't know her reasons for stepping down or if it's just time. I am just happy that the chairman of the board and the CEO are different people.
Oh yeah, it was just time. Bob's Iger stepped down to become CEO,
Hey,
and that's when she took over. So I think it's one of those. She's like, "Hey guys, I've been doing this long enough. I'm out."
hey, speaking of Bobby, speaking of Bob Iger, he was spotted at Magic Kingdom today or
I thought it was
yesterday.
Epcot.
Was it Epcot?
Him and Josh Tomorrow were at Epcot.
Okay, I thought the photo though was them in Magic Kingdom, but it might have been Epcot.
The
Yeah.
story I read said they had only visited Epcot. Now maybe I was reading something that was 3 days old instead of 2 days old or whatever.
Right.
I believe they want a tour of all the parks.
Yeah.
A unannounced. Let me put it this way: an unannounced tour.
Yeah.
When you know they're coming, when you know the boss is coming, you
Yeah.
tend to perk up and do things how
Yeah.
they want them to be. You
Yeah.
want to watch them doing when they're not announced to come.
Right.
Yes.
Like I'm sure recently he probably was at Epcot first, and then he probably popped up at Magic Kingdom because I'm sure he's going to want to check on the progress with Tron.
But see, doing it on the same day doesn't help because once somebody gets word that he's anywhere on property, everyone's cleaning up.
Yeah.
But
Yes, but the problem is getting it out to the cast members because just like obviously, unfortunately, the tip board is gone. But the Magic Kingdom, the president's office is above the plaza, who has a perfect view of the tip board. And I was made very clear early on. They can see you and will often check to make sure you're doing things right.
However, shouldn't it be the company's number one policy, for the love of God, is to treat every day as if the man is coming today?
yeah,
It is, but
I know. I'm like, it just blows me away that they're like, oh, we really have to like step it up. Like, shouldn't you guys be prepared anyway, as if this like should be no big deal?
Isn't that literally though every job?
Every job, everywhere.
Oh shit! The big wigs are coming in. We got to clean up. We got to do this.
Remember. There is a certain hidden Mickey somewhere at the Magic Kingdom. If you know, you know. On a particular attraction, that when they find out the Imagineers are coming, we better pull this hidden Mickey apart, or they're gonna be pissed. They're gone. Put it back together. The guests like it.
Now, see, here's the thing. If I was CEO, if I was in Bob Iger's shoes, I'd be like, keep it. Don't just keep it.
But see, that's the thing. Iger coming, they don't care as much.
It's the I'm saying just specifically the Imagineers.
Right.
If they find out the Imagineers are going or there's a hint they're anywhere near the Haunted Mansion, pull them apart! Quick! Go pull them apart! Run on stage if you have to. Pull those plates apart, damn it.
That is, mind-boggling.
Yeah.
You think they'd say, who cares? Just leave it.
But now
It's
I want
like
to be
somebody stealing the sign from Splash Mountain and them having to put it back up, knowing we're only running for another few days.
now I want to be that little bug in his ear, just like, just riding along and just knowing what's going on. It's like, ooh, what's the
article?
drama?
The article I was reading was going. Iger and Tomorrow tour Epcot to see the dismal state of the current Disney parks.
That
I'm like,
I read that article too.
No,
I'm like, it's bad. It's not quite dismal.
It's not.
It's not Six Flags America.
Yeah.
Not in a Six Flags America, but Six Flags America. Not even Six Flags Magic Mountain. They got problems. Obviously, they probably checked on Tron and, what could they possibly have been going to Epcot to look at? Couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
Even though now you can see the giant Tafiti statue. Is it
As
Tafiti?
people still sit there and go, what the fuck is this? Nobody knows what it is. Like, we all know it's Moana. The Way of Water, not The Shape of Water. That's movie.
I call it that all the time. It's The Shape of Water with Moana.
I thought maybe Bob Iger was actually going to be reason why he was at Epcot was for Spaceship Earth, to be like, what can we do to fix this thing?
He was hungry for some tacos. Too soon.
He wanted Alan Alda to do the voiceover for Spaceship Earth.
No, just gut it. Like, just how can we just make this not, terrifying?
How do we make it just? I don't know. You have to gut the attraction at this point.
I
I'm
know.
sorry. It was a little sad.
There's
being
no
on there.
AC. There's no AC on that thing. Oh.
And isn't that part of the joy? Is the air conditioning?
Whoa, what was that message?
No, it's pure spam. I'm trying to delete it.
Oh, boo!
Oh, I
You
wanted
can
to read it.
Folks, you can message us with questions if you're actually watching. We love questions. We'll answer them. We love you.
Just don't try to sell us on Doge hype.
Yeah, please don't do that. But if you have questions, we love you. We actually have people watching. We love you, fans. We really do.
What was the spawn of Satan's? Oh, what was that one that was just like epic?
The best one ever.
Oh God, yes, that was. Oh, that was the. Oh, that was the
good.
best one.
But so we have that. We have Iger doing his thing. Hopefully they'll fix some shit. Maybe slap a coat of paint on there.
Yeah.
We've got the devil coming up in our comments from the past.
The devil.
The devil.
Baba Boucher. Yeah.
Last week was such a hot week. I feel like this week was a little slower in the news, which kind of to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, I'm reading this wonderful book, The Women of WDI. And it's a wonderful read because these are the Imagineers you haven't heard of.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
Is that becoming a documentary on Disney Plus? I thought I saw something, a recent announcement, or I think it might have been during like the D23 Expo. They announced some sort of teaser trailer for a documentary series about the women of Walt Disney Imagineering.
They very well could be. So far, I'm 3 women in because each chapter is a different woman telling her journey. And it made me realize how few stories of the creation of Tokyo Disneyland have I ever actually read.
And those are good stories.
Yeah.
They really are.
And she basically says, one day, they grabbed a bunch of us, less than 100, and they went, you, go to Japan, make it work, don't call us. They wanted no calls.
Wow.
Just make it work. We're building Epcot. And they were sent over knowing no Japanese, not really anything, trying to figure things out.
Things haven't changed, I see.
And her big skill was she was a paint matcher. She mixed the paints and all that stuff and painted. But apparently, Japan uses different pigments. And they were having a bit of trouble matching the official John Hench approved colors.
I'm sure they were.
But that aside, this book gave me 2 quotes that I am sure many people have stated. Everything was going fine until Frank Wells died.
Preach!
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that sounds fairly accurate.
That's par for the course.
Yeah.
And, well, we needed to rethink the colors of Tomorrowland because John Hench was in his pink phase.
That's an if you know you know statement right there. That's funny. If you know you know. That's funny.
Oh my God. I forgot about that phase.
So yeah, let's just repaint everything. So luckily, Tokyo Disneyland did not get the effects of the pink phase. And I just found that line immensely beautiful.
You know,
I remember the castle for the 25th.
What happened to the castle on the 25th?
The birthday cake.
I don't know what you're talking about. I must have been zappy thinged.
That
Flashy thing. They must have flashy thinged me. I don't know what you're talking about. I love the castle personally. I liked it. I honestly prefer that than what they did for the 50th. It's suddenly adding gold. I like that. We're like birthday cake, and we're leaving it.
So, the funny thing, the photographer we use all the time for all of our family photos went with us on that Disney trip.
Mm-hmm.
And her bemoaning how much she hated all the gold and the pink color of the castle, the slight pink tinge they gave it, because it was nearly impossible to take good photos with it.
I believe it.
The glare, the reflection, the color, none of it worked.
I'm sorry. They half-assed it. I don't care what they want to say. I don't want to hear I don't want to hear any of that. They half-assed the 50th. The fact that they were still rolling things out months later, I'm sorry, they half-assed it. You shouldn't have to be. We just rolled out brand new 50th merchandise. You're almost done. What the hell?
I think. I mean, yes, the pandemic had something to do with it, with shutting down the parks and everything like that. So, yeah.
The pandemic. You were planning this. Should have been planning this way before that happened.
Yeah,
is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
A lot of these should have already been in motion. Now, there's supply chain issues, and I'm with that. I understand it. Don't misunderstand me. But I just mean, for what they did for the 50th, it felt half-assed.
Yeah.
There's things that should have been up and going by then.
Yeah.
I did like the slow rollout of the merch, though, because it kept it fresh. I did not argue that.
And that's why they had it for an 18th month long.
I do and I don't, but as a cast member and as somebody who was, when I was a cast member, it was instilled in us how they wanted us to think. I get it. I'm with you. But a family coming once, because the merchandise at first was nothing special.
Yes, I do argue that. I do argue that. I'm saying the merchandise at the beginning sucked. But I don't mind if they would have had a good, blam and then a dribble out of other stuff.
I'm fine if they did that. I'm fine with the rollout, but they're still rolling stuff out where I'm like, but if I just saw this online, I just went to Disney, and this is my only trip I've gone on in a few years, I'd be like, I like that. Well, why wasn't that available? That kind of thing. It's one of those to me, and I get it. I listen, the same way you shouldn't have the same merchandise up. That's why they change things every year. You shouldn't have it up for month on end. Yes, I understand that too. But just from the way they used to instill everything in us, it was like, this doesn't make sense.
If you want to feel samey about merchandise, compare the 50th merchandise to the 100th anniversary of Mickey merchandise. It's the same shit with a different number.
And here's a small conspiracy for you. Do you think they're really starting to push all this merchandise out because Mickey is now going to be officially technically public domain after this?
Because there is Steamboat Willie will be
just
public
Steamboat
domain.
Willie. Just like that's like we're having Pooh, Blood and Honey. There's already talks of people making a Steamboat Willie horror movie.
Yeah.
Well, Winnie the Pooh's actually happening.
Yes, but
here's the thing.
Here's the thing. People don't realize they're still going to get the pantsuit off of them on a lot of these because, somebody else is going to try to make a Pooh thing. They're not going to think. They're going to slap the damn red shirt on him and, sorry.
There's a certain looking thing you can't do, which, in defense of Pooh, Blood and Honey, I love the idea. I appreciate the story they wrote.
Yeah.
They put some thought into the story, and apparently sequel's already in the works. But I digress. But yeah, it's specific what's coming out with Steamboat Willie. That's why it's not Mickey Mouse. It's a very specific thing. And because certain things are just, they're never going to public domain Mickey all the way.
And here's the other thing. And it's where people are going to lose their shirt. Yes, you're absolutely right. Mickey the IP is a copyrighted thing. Mickey is also trademark.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
trademarks last until you stop using them. Oh,
Mhm.
and has anybody noticed in the last 10 years or so, most of the times they use Mickey as a dress or a mark, it's a Steamboat Willie Mickey?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
They're not. Remember who's running this. They're not stupid. They know how this.
Okay.
Everybody's going to try to do something. Think they're going to get him. Well, I'm going to do it and sue Disney. I'm going to piece the mouse. Ha! Go ahead. Put your lawyer against ours. Yours is a public defender.
How are they're going to try to sue Disney over what? Their own IP?
They're going to try to say you can't let us. You can't stop us from doing it. I'm going to counter sue you. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and
It's never going to fly. It's one of the. Remember, people are suing Disney all the time.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure you go down to Orange County or Burbank and you just walk into the Disney courtroom. The prosecutor the Disney lawyer just permanently sits at the table. The judge comes up, they present the case, Disney wins. The next person comes up, they present the case, Disney wins.
If they have 98% of them are settled out of court.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that do go to court is exactly what you're describing.
By the time Disney's going to court, they've won.
If you want to tango with them within reason, you're never going to beat them. But that's what I'm getting at is I can see people thinking they're going to try something to make a quick buck, and you can't sue us to stop us because if you do, it ain't going to fly. Nothing that's going to work.
And it's funny because you know who has essentially provided the blueprint for how Disney will sue for all of this? Somebody has provided this blueprint to having a public domain character have works provided while not all the works are in public domain. Thank you, Sherlock Holmes estate. Hell, Enola Holmes was sued.
For
Yes.
what? For what?
Because character traits were used in there that were not present in the original Arthur Conan Doyle novels. They were only present in the later ones. Which, as of January 1st, 2023, doesn't matter. The Doyle estate has no claims to Sherlock Holmes anymore.
Huh.
Every part of it is in public domain. And you just got to think how pedantic these people are being. Generations removed from the author. And it's weird because I battle with this in my head. These kids have done nothing to make this. Why are they just going to continue profiting? While at the same time going, yeah, you're right. Walt Disney made this, but he made it as a company.
Mm-hmm.
The company lives on. It's weird. I see both sides of the coin, and
when copyright is very weird, and there's a lot that goes on with this. There's a lot it's very layered and deep, and it's a very we were discussing before we went live with Warner Brothers and certain rights issues. It's all convoluted at certain points. Marvel's had their fair share.
Yeah.
Who owns the rights to who, and not just movie rights, but who owns the right to the drawings? Is it Marvel, Stan Lee's estate, Jack Kirby's estate?
And
Yeah.
that's why so many times now, as much as artists and people bemoan it because it is a problem, but shit you make while working for the company is copyrighted by the company. Not by you as a person. Because they've seen these issues. They see the Stan Lee, Jack Kirby bullshit. They see families fighting it out decades after everyone's dead.
Families fighting with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's dead. So it all is a tangled web.
Frankly, I don't see anything even happening with Steamboat Willie to begin with, but we'll see.
Now, there are definitely more interesting ones. And then it's funny because you hear people say, well, I can't wait for this to become public domain.
Steamboat Will, and I hear the steamboat in the back.
That's a train, but I'm like, I'm on call.
But I'll hear people say, oh, I can't wait for Snow White to become public domain. It is, just not Disney's Snow White.
I was going to say, you mean the Brothers Grimm?
Like, you can make Snow White, just don't put her in that dress and don't give her, don't make them the 7 dwarves. Just make them dwarves. You can...
The dwarves didn't have names.
Yeah. Use different names. Anything. Just don't make it Disney's.
Because there's parody law that protects a lot of this too.
But parody law, you still have to come into a lot of proving that it's actually satirical.
Oh, sure. There's without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm just saying there's certain ways to get around things, but yeah, there's certain things that Disney stuff is always just going to be fine. They're not going to have anything to worry about. They're not stupid.
Also, because every other person who says it online, we are not lawyers. Do not take any of this as legal advice. If you have any questions, please see a lawyer.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. This isn't
absolutely.
legal advice here. We're not giving anything other than discussion.
Though I think technically all we're saying is follow the damn law.
More or less. We haven't said anything about laws. We're saying the laws are convoluted at best.
Yeah.
Any of this. A copyright law convoluted at best. If you actually have something you think you were wronged on, contact a lawyer and good luck.
And if you're overseas, even better luck, because copyright law changes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mickey's technically in the public domain in Europe or some shit already, because they have much more shorter copyright. Like, it's weird. Now that we're done our dissertation on American copyright law.
Character integrity! Sorry, I had that in. Someone had to add that in their character integrity.
I just want to know why almost every character that violates character integrity is Elmo. Why is every sleazeball man in a costume Elmo? No one does Big Bird. No one does Oscar. No, it's Elmo.
It's Elmo because it's easiest to walk around as well.
Well, no, you know what it is. I think it's because it was the Tickle Me Elmo.
Could be. It's recognizable. It's the same thing as when you walk through and you see the Mickey and the Minnie. I'm like, I got character integrity. Hello Kitty. Ugh. I've seen Transformers, Batman. To the extent I felt bad for the one guy, I was harsh in front of a giant group of people. It got very quiet. He goes, "Oh, I'm Batman." I said, "Batman's not as fat as me, genius." Poor guy did not. He walked away with his head in shame.
I'm sorry. If you look like me or you don't cosplay Batman. If anything, you go, I'm Fat Man.
He was in Times Square. Batman had a gut. I was like, dude, really?
Maybe if this was Podunk, Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, the one day we went to Applebee's and I saw a total hackmobile.
Oh my!
There was duct tape involved, and
Oof.
It was funny. But then you sit there and go, who wants to drive with that around?
No thanks. I'm good.
It took up 2 parking spaces, too, because it was so long. Like,
I'm sure it did.
I don't want to drive it. I can't imagine the Burton Batmobile is an easy car to drive.
They're not designed for that purpose.
Exactly.
Just ask Kirby, the love bug.
Or cut him in half and put him in a stunt spectacular.
Thank you.
Oh, that was a good show. I missed that.
Great show.
What? Anything else going on in the world of Disney, Universal?
I was looking real quick. Universal previews for Super Nintendo Land in California are live.
I think this is Universal related. Scream 6 trailer released today.
New York, new rules, best tagline. Love it.
I just watched
They
that.
said that about Jason too.
Oh my god.
Don't you dare bring that movie into this. No.
No,
Don't you dare.
this Scream.
Friday the 13th Part 8 doesn't exist, and this podcast does not forwardly acknowledge it. I'm speaking for all of us, and I don't care what the other two say.
Bruce, did you watch this trailer?
Did I watch this trailer? About 5 times.
I'm sure.
Come on.
Oh god, I mean, just when you thought Scream, like this, was it Scream 5 or was it just called Scream again?
It's Scream 5, but it was just called Scream, even though it was Scream 5, because honestly, and I love what to do at the end with the 6 on the M. I'm like, oh, genius.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
I can't wait.
And I'm like,
what is this? What is this? It's it's a shrine to Ghostface. Like,
I think it's a cult. I think it's a cult.
So do I. And listen, until the movie comes out, you're hearing it here, folks, and I'm sticking to my guns until it's otherwise. Sydney still could be Ghostface. Sydney Prescott should still be our killer, and I'm saying that, and I'm holding firm until the movie comes out. Can you imagine? Kills Gale, pulls off mask, audience gone.
And you know what it is? And you know what, Bruce? If you are right, best way to close the story.
I'm never going to be right.
To close.
Sydney's not actually the killer, but since I said it about the last movie, I'm sticking to my guns until Scream says we're not even mentioning Sydney Prescott. I'm sticking to my guns
for just writing a story for a twist to close a legacy, like just any type of just for. Oh my god. Oh my god!
Because as far as we know, we knew Neve Campbell signed on for 1. We have no idea if Neve Campbell's in this movie at all. I think she is through a phone call. I think we're going to see a screen of her, but that'll be it. The Sydney Prescott story was done in Scream 5. I'm almost positive of that, but I'm holding to my guns that until the movie comes out, I'm not saying the chances are high, but it's not 0.
Dude, that would just... Can you imagine just fans going ape shit?
The popcorn from my lap would be... People would be rioting. I'd be throwing everything. It would be miserable.
That would be the talk of the year. Like, when this film comes out in March... all through October, November, probably to the Oscars, they would be like, give this film Best Picture because of that twist of a reveal ending.
Think about it. How boom would that be?
God!
Sydney was the killer. Sydney, or if it's a cult, Sydney's the leader.
Wait, no. If it's a cult and she's the leader... all past survivors from the first Scream movie are also in this cult.
It's not, well, that's kind of against it.
Come on, no. I'm pretty sure what's his face signed on. Who played in Scooby-Doo.
Okay. Time out. We have no confirmation Matthew Lillard.
Yes,
we saw him in the back of a party. We have no confirmation he's in the movie. The only one everybody knew wasn't dead was Hayden Panettiere's character. We all knew she was alive because she never officially was declared dead. And in fact, the map, they have a map of the subway tunnels and Ghostface's face. They have all the victims' names and the people who play Ghostface listed on it.
Yeah.
And her name was there, but with like a star or something hinting that she's not dead yet. And Matthew Lillard's character was on there. There's been an all talk and rumor, but we'll see. I love the idea of what they're doing. I love the trailer. I just love the fact that Wes, if you're looking down, your legacy is living on just fine.
Dude,
Scream will be could be. I can't believe I'm saying these words either. Scream could be more important than Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. Based off of that film, absolutely.
Just when he walks in, I know Dozer's like, I'm out of this part of the conversation. When he in the big trailer early on, they're at a convenience store, bodega, whatever you want to call it, wherever they are. A ghost face walks in, but this is not a clean ghost face mask. This is old. This is decrepit. This is cracked.
The shotgun. I'm like, oh my god!
I agree. I'm so excited for this movie
because you know what? But not only. Oh, dude. I think you're right. I'm not.
I'm not. Brian, don't get your hopes up. This is me just being crazy. I'm not right. Sydney Prescott will not be the killer.
I'm gonna bring
tissues. If she is, you heard it here. If anybody's actually listening or cares, if she is, you heard it from me first. Remember that. I want credit that I'm the first nutcase that said that.
Because then not only so maybe not like a nomination for an Oscar, but come on. If that's the reveal, for the MTV Movie Awards, the most badass, like whatever nomination, she's gonna be most badass. Sydney Prescott, Nev Campbell, Sydney Prescott.
I don't think Nev Campbell's doing it. We had a great ending to her story. I'm not saying I want that, but I'm just saying it's not zero, but it's not impossible. The odds are low, but they're never zero.
I want to start rewatching the franchise again now. I'm like, I got to go back to the beginning where it all happened.
So honestly, they hold up so well. It's fantastic. They're just great movies. They really are. And if you don't know Scream, it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of. They're all whodunits. And if you think like this one, it's not that hard to figure out the killers. I called them pretty early, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's just enjoyable. Just grab popcorn and enjoy the ride. What's your favorite scary movie?
I always
there are horror movies I don't hate.
Scream. Yeah, this is.
I don't like horror movies.
This sounds kind of corny, but I like rewatching Scream because I always go back going these films were so stupid. I forget who the killers were because I'm like, these films were so corny, but they were fun.
But
they
have ways so because one thing, spoiler alert, in case you haven't watched the last Scream movie, sorry, this is a bit of a spoiler. You can tell guy killer. One hand, boom, boom, boom. Going in like this. It's struggling for a kill. Female, always the second hand. Always. Every single movie, every single time. Because there are rules. But remember, like I said to open this part, New York, new rules. This may not be the case anymore. There's always rules to a Scream movie. But that's what I like here. They're implying the rules are reset. All bets are off. You may not be able to figure this one out so easily. Listen, you probably can. You're probably watching this. You're an adult. Use your brain. But they're just so much fun. Wes Craven really knew what he was doing here.
Well, I'm telling you, man.
And we're pushing. Yeah, Scream 3 is not great, but we're pushing Chucky length territory here, which is another thing that's impressive. Don Mancini may go down in history as creating the greatest horror franchise ever, and it's freaking Chucky, of all things.
Now, Bruce, I will say this. I really do hope you're right, because if you are wrong, I'm going to be so mad.
I'm like, don't get your hopes up.
I'm having my hopes up now.
Don't get your hopes up. I'm probably wrong, but that's what
I'll still enjoy it. I'll still enjoy the movie.
The odds of it being true are low, but never zero.
I know that's true, but you and I are like that. You just wrote a better reveal.
That, imagine, not just anything, but killing Gale Weathers. Boom! And I
And
don't
then
want Gale to die. In the trailer, when they have her attack, they're like, you can't kill Gale. I'm not doing that again. I knew it was Dewey's last ride. But I didn't think Gale was. I honestly am surprised. I didn't think Gale was going to be heavily involved in this movie. I really didn't. I thought she was going to be a side character. To see that she's involved kind of blew my mind. I'm like, what?
this
That's
seems
what
like,
gave me a tip off of like, the last time I thought, could Sydney be the killer here? Or could she die? It's always
but
possible.
see, here's the thing though, like
Oh yeah, spoiler alert, Dewey dies in Scream 5. Spoiler.
you have to remember, go back to like the first movie. Who were all the main characters that like Ghostface was trying to go after, and who are the ones that still survived each film? Because like one by one, they were slowly
Dewey
getting.
and Sydney.
But like yeah, and they
Right?
right, but like each time they kept surviving his kill. So now it's like now we're getting to the final stories of
Because
like,
then
hey,
they had that. We don't know that again. That's the thing. This is not the final story.
really?
That's what my understanding is that this is not necessarily.
I would expect this would be if that with her reveal, if Sidney Prescott. Would be
Oh
the
no! If Sidney Prescott's the killer, it's going to be the final.
That's
for
what I'm
that.
saying. I'm like,
But
that
no,
would
that's
be.
what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I don't think it is. Truthfully, being honest, I don't think it is because the last movie kind of ended the Sidney Prescott storyline and restarted things with
Okay.
Jenna Ortega being the new Sydney
Right.
style.
right, never-
New York, new rules,
see,
the new
I
Scream.
I forget Scream 5 now. So wait, what happened at the end of Scream 5? I remember the movie, but what was the ending again?
The reveal that Jack Quaid and the one friend were the killers all along.
Oh, okay.
Because the stab movies got bad and jumped away.
But what happened? What
into
happened?
a-
What was Cindy's ending? What was her ending of her story?
They lived. Hey, Sydney and Gail lived,
I know,
and
but what was the scene? I can't remember the scene with Sydney. Like what was she doing?
they were in the back of the ambulance, wrapped up. Sydney's going to go back home to her husband, and Gail's going to write a book. I'm going to write another book about that, but I'm going to write a book. It's going to be at a cop. And going to write a book about a cop, a very good man.
Okay. Yep.
And that's it. That was and that's it. That wrapped it up. We're done. We're at the house for all Christ's sake. We have Billy Loomis's daughter.
But I'm trying to think like what would be Sidney Prescott's motive for killing Gail?
Yes, Dozer.
So you do the reveal, you have Sydney be the killer, yada yada yada. Then as you get to the right before the end credits,
The killers don't live. But right, New York, New Rules, go on.
you get to the end, and then you just see her put the dot in the book, close it, and send it to the publisher.
There's a chance that maybe Gail doesn't write a book she likes. He's right.
Oh.
There's a chance maybe Gail didn't write what she likes. It's a shrine to Ghostface. Who else? Who besides people who like the stab movies? It could now the shrine could be. You're right. Is Matthew Lillard alive? Well, and that's the big reveal. Is that Stu Macher's the killer? We had Stu Macher's house. That's where it all went down the last movie and went down to the first movie.
True. It could just be him. I would be all right with
Never
that
him.
reveal.
It's never him. It's never just one. Ever. There's always more than one.
New rules. Do we
Yeah.
need to keep doing this?
We don't, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I
Moving
think
on.
that's a rule they're not going to break, only because it's easier to keep people guessing when you have more than
I
one.
don't know. The Sydney with the other killers that lived.
I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I'm excited. I love the Scream movies.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for this. I can't wait to see Megan when it's finally available.
I don't know what you have to worry about. I live with it every day.
I see what you did there.
In what some may consider horror news, apparently Tron 3 might be good to go.
With Jared Leto.
Who okayed this? Because I'm not going to hurt you, but we have to sit down and have a conversation.
And here's the other thing too. It ain't Tron without Jeff Bridges, man. Like, we need to have confirmation that he's well enough to do this.
Oh, we know Jeff Bridges would do it if he can. After Tron Legacy, do we really want to do this?
No.
Is this really what we want to do?
Legacy was perfect. Leave it at Legacy.
I didn't mind. Yeah, I loved Legacy.
Am I the only one who hated Tron Legacy? Everyone says that about it. I'm like, I hated Tron Legacy.
Shh.
I thought it was a dull snore.
Shh. Sorry, it's my dog Charlie. Lately, he's been like having these sporadic like bark. He'll hear like a noise or tweak.
He heard a noise. I get it. Listen, I have an alarm system.
Yeah. Then again, like
mine's defective.
Well, in our we live in a townhouse, and our neighbors next door are somewhat a little loudish.
Jasper hears a car door closed 4 houses away and feels the need to bark.
And my dog's like 25-pound Cavalier. They got 2 pit bulls next door, so when they start barking, he'll start barking too.
Yeah.
So it's funny because Coda is by far one of the smallest dogs on the block, but she can outrun every other dog. And some of these dogs, they're big dogs, they're young dogs, and they look at her and they're like, how you do that? I can't keep up.
Teddy does that with Jasper. That's not fair. So then Teddy will just stop while Jasper's running in a circle, and Jasper will just plow right into the side of him. My dog is smart, I promise.
But what I was going to say is, my opinion of Tron Legacy could also be very, 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 very tainted. As it could very well be counted as the first date I had with my wife. So,
oh, that's cute.
I kind of have a soft spot for the film.
Well, and I wonder if, with the Tron Light Cycle, if they're really trying to push this Tron 3 to be more or less the theming. I know even though the Tron Light Cycle is more Tron Legacy, but
it's a carbon copy of a ride that already existed, yes.
But do you think they might want to retheme it somehow or tweak it? Like,
you don't have to retheme it. It's a light cycle.
It's Tron.
You can add something from the new movie in if you wanted. There's nothing where you could easily add something in. You could always change it. But it's just Tron Light Cycle. It's not that difficult.
Well, no. What I'm saying, though, is that there's been heavy rumors where Tomorrowland is potentially I'm surprised they never announced this at the D23 Expo, but there's a possible rumor that Tomorrowland is going to be phasing as a Tron overlay, as a Tomorrowland.
It wouldn't be the worst thing they've done there.
By far, but I mean, we'll see. If it is, that's just to promote the attraction.
Because they're looking at getting rid of the Buzz Lightyear.
Here's what I am going to say.
We're going to get rid of Buzz Lightyear and leave Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor? Okay.
No.
No, get rid of both of them. Bigger space, bigger attraction.
That's
what I'm saying. They're getting rid of those attractions because
they're bringing back the Timekeeper.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
That and its original glory.
No, they wouldn't do that. There's a greater chance of Alien Encounter coming back. And that ain't happening.
Oh my God.
What do you call 3 defunct Circle Vision movies?
There is no way that my wife will ever
Epcot.
get on that attraction, but my God, I will get on that.
A good start.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. What was that?
Joe just said, what do you call 3 defunct Circle Vision movies? I said Epcot, and he said a good start. Not wrong.
I hate Circle Vision with a passion. So here's my whole thoughts on Tron 3. It's too soon. Tron is kind of building this legacy of the movies come out when there are big leaps in technology. And how I foresee Tron 3 And we need another. Well, actually, by the time it comes out, we might have wide enough distribution. It'll be the first movie released in VR.
PSVR 2. What?
Ooh.
PSVR 2. Who said that?
Or the meta.
Okay, I'm sorry. Meta can try all it wants to do what it wants. I think I have a PSVR and I do have a pre-order in on the VR2 because it's me and I can't help myself. I want to have it first to tell everybody how it is. I've tried the Oculus Meta, and Meta does better because they're going for the more phone-based, where everything else, which started PC-based, the Vive, the original Oculus, it's not PC, but still a console, it's like a PC, the PSVR. I was when he said that, I'm like, I know you're going VR. I don't dislike that idea. Because we're getting closer. I loved my VR headset, but it wasn't quite perfect.
You have to hit the point that it is good enough to be enough people have them. They could actually make money off the damn movie. You're going to have to come up with some unique shooting arrangements. Now,
yeah.
Here's the thing: you're not going to shoot this you're not going to shoot this 360. You're just going to shoot it with like IMAX, where you look and you can see some things, but you're not.
360 is hard because other than like the Quest, the Meta Quest or Oculus Quest, you always have a cable attached, so turning around all the way was always difficult.
Well, and the thing is, it's a movie. This needs to be built to be watched while seated.
Correct.
So you're not going to do more than turn your head. You're not going to interact with it. You're going to get a little up and down, a little turn. But it's going to be interesting from if this happens, and it will eventually happen. Shot composition, pacing. Like Tron is really one of the few movies that this could work in.
It could, but I also feel like, back to an earlier point here, is Max Bialystock behind this? I did Theater the Square. Nobody had a good seat. You have to watch Tron 5 times to see everything.
But here's what I'm picturing, because I'm thinking more and more about this. So most of the time, you're sitting there, you're watching it, and it's going to be, I'm just going to say pseudo-augmented reality, because there's going to be no turning or anything. It's going to be like you're watching a screen just while wearing the headset.
But it's the movie. It's not like you're playing. It's not like
no, you're just watching the movie, and then for a big action scene or something, you are pulled into it.
Okay.
And that's when you then get the more
fully immersive, like right.
Still not interacting. You're still not affecting anything, because that changes it from a movie to a video.
Right. You're just like, if, let's say, for example, like if there's a light cycle. So, with the light cycle racing scene,
you're now on the light cycle. You can look to your right. You can see the person there. And
you can like dot and like, whoa, he's coming after me. So you can like kind of dodge to make sure. Yeah. Oh, that would be nuts.
So that's kind of how I see it. I don't know why I'm suddenly doing filmmaking stuff, but hey, why not?
Dude, all three of us, oh man, we need to combine we just gotta talk to the wives too and just all pack up and move to Hollywood and just say, hey, we got some great ideas. We got to make movies.
So we could be crack addicts on the street? You know how many of us there are out there?
I know, right?
It's 1,000,001 of us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Only one of us knows how to do it. The dead that will come at us. So
we just got to write that one idea film.
I say that all the time. Where did I go wrong?
Yeah.
So people write the schlockiest, worst stuff, and they make money off of it. Where did I go wrong? I could do that.
One of the food tubers I was watching went off, and I cannot remember the horrible, horrible movie he was using for the comparison. But it was essentially an Iranian filmmaker who escaped and came to America to make films again. But imagine making, like, blanking on the movie, buddy cop.
Rush
80s.
Hour?
No, pre-Rush Hour. Similar though.
Beverly Hills Cop?
Like 48.
Yes, yeah, Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, or like 40,
Buddy Cop 80s. I love how I write. I'm like, you mean Beverly Hills Cop? Has to be Eddie Murphy, baby.
or 48 hours, but yeah, it's still Eddie
No.
Murphy regardless. Yeah,
Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop.
But that's
Classic.
all he knew of American culture, trying to make a movie. And it's like Samurai Ninja or something.
Oh my god.
Samurai Cop, I believe it was.
I mean, listen, Chris Farley, Beverly Hills Ninja says what?
And I think Samurai Cop. I remember. Wait,
Oh, it's a
was that with
terrible
Wesley?
movie.
Wait, no, hold on. Time
There's
out.
literally nobody of importance in it.
Why do I feel like I see the poster with Wesley Snipes, or I'm thinking of
No,
something else?
no. That Wesley Snipes implies there was money.
Blade says what?
This guy borrowed. The main actor had to use his own car on set because he was already chasing the only other car the company owns, which was the van that all the equipment traveled in.
Samurai Cop.
I feel that was the name. I don't remember. It was a podcast. Nobody watched. Nobody actually. remembers.
1991, Samurai Cop. Joe Marshall and Frank Washington are two tenacious police detectives who seek at all costs to stop the Katana, a renegade Yakuza.
Yep, that's Beverly Hills Cop. Mm-hmm.
A renegade Yakuza gang composed of violent and sadistic killers who want to lead the drug trade in Los Angeles. My God, where can I find this? I want to watch this.
And
Oh
it
my
goes on like how he knew
God.
nothing about shot composition. Everything is terrible because every shot is comprised like dead center, no rule of thirds.
4.6 rating on IMDb. That's a low. Oof. That could
I
be a
don't know what you're-
challenge.
I don't know what you're talking about. I watched one of the worst films of one of the 100 worst films ever the other night.
Battlefield Earth.
No, McHale's Navy.
Oh, McHale's Navy.
Oh.
That
Oh.
movie's fun.
I
Yeah.
love McHale's Navy.
That movie is fun.
Based on a great TV show, that movie was fun. I love that growing up.
It has made me settled that I am going to get a painted picture of Bruce Campbell from that movie with his cigar to put in my lounge.
Also, movies most people hate. Really? We're having this conversation, and Killer Clowns, baby.
Hey, look, I can effectively say I wasted 2 hours of Brian's life, according to him, when I made you watch Buckaroo Banzai.
Buckaroo Banzai, baby! Wow.
You
That
came
ranks up there with
after
Howard the
watching
Duck.
that. You came out and go, "That's 2 hours of my life I'm never getting back."
But
Hey, you
Wait
guys did that to me with Moulin
wait a
Rouge,
minute.
so I don't want to hear it.
Wait a minute. Wasn't that the one with Jeff Goldblum?
No,
No.
Leguizamo.
Wait a minute. Which one was I?
The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai
Oh,
across the
Buckaroo
fourth
Banzai.
dimension.
That movie's a trip.
Yeah. Adventures of
Of Buckaroo Banzai across the
Yeah.
fourth dimension. It is
1984. John Lithgow, Jeff Goldblum.
Hey,
I-
Jeff
Christopher
Goldblum was in it. I
Lloyd.
forget.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I mean, it was the first time watching it, 2 hours I'm never getting back, yes, but then like but you know what, Dozer? I'm gonna be honest with you. That you planted something in my brain because every time I came across it though, I actually sit down and I actually enjoy watching it for and there's wait, and anytime it comes up conversation, I'm going, I actually enjoyed that film Buckaroo Banzai. Yeah, the one with Jeff Goldblum. I'm like, it's been a while since I've seen that film, but yeah, I actually enjoyed it. And then sometimes after the conversation, I have a conversation with myself going, when was the last time? Like, when was the first time I actually watched this?
We lived in
movie?
Golden Bear.
I know, but I'm like, when did I ever watch this film? Now that I'm like reflecting on like when my first time watching films, I'm like, yeah, that was one that was. So you solved my riddle. So thank you for
You're
reminding
welcome.
me, because I'm like, wait a minute, what? And I said what? Oh, nice.
Nice.
Metallica cigar, anybody?
Remember, you guys also made me watch at Golden Bear Moulin Rouge,
That wasn't
which
my
I did
call.
not care for.
That wasn't my call.
I don't think it was mine necessarily.
That was not
either.
my call. I didn't vote for that one during the committee.
but I want credit, because even then I'm like, they should make this into a music. I may not like it, they should still make it into a musical. And I even called one of the stars way back then.
I know, and you and I discussed that too. I was like, yep, I do agree with you. I thought that was
Easily make it a stage musical. You said who could play Nicole Kidman? I said Sutton Foster or Cameron Olivia. Boom, baby! Way ahead of my time.
Yeah.
Well, that's you and Super Bowl predictions too. So
I'll still never forget the one year when the Steelers won, and I went to the pub wearing my Roethlisberger jersey, and I had a goatee at the time, and the girl at the bar was like, "Hey, you just won the Super Bowl." I'm like, "Yeah." What?
Sure did.
Yeah.
Because I'm totally the same height and size as Ben Roethlisberger.
hey, people are special, especially in Kutztown.
Oh my God.
That town still amazes me how there was the pub and the bar directly across the street from each other, named basically the pub and the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there were shorties.
Well, yeah, but that was under the pub.
That was
Uh,
no, that was
Shorty's it was under the tavern.
under the tavern. The
Yeah.
pub was across the
The
street.
pub was across the street. That was the hour because it had the giant neon shamrock. Because there was the
Yeah.
tattoo parlor underneath.
Yeah,
the
well,
pub.
don't you remember the pub got shut down for watering down their drinks?
Yes.
Yeah, that was from me. I did that by accident.
Are you serious?
I didn't realize I was in town outwardly talking about it, but they're totally watering down the drinks there. Somebody overheard, got somebody in town, and went over to investigate. It was totally my fault. I told nobody at college. I'm like, somebody got the pub shut down. I'm like, that's me. Oh crap, I'm public enemy number one.
Did they ever reopen?
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, it wasn't that long. They shut down only for
okay.
a little bit. They reopened, but I was like, because I was like, I drank like 8 things there. I was like, what
Okay.
is this crap?
All right. Okay.
It's okay.
Wow.
You know, I proved that the safes weren't safe at all, and made a very, very early YouTube video.
Yes, you did.
I broke into those safes. Sly. I was the original lock-picking lawyer. I want royalties.
Was.
I wouldn't mind going back to like drive around just to check the place out again.
It's so changed. The last time I was over there was so changed. It's one of those feelings of we don't belong here.
Really?
It's just one of those, our time is gone around here. Just stay away.
I have no desire to go back to the town or anything. But I do pass it anytime I go up to Jersey.
Since Spuds is gone, and
That's the one that left. Oh, I miss
Spuds
Spuds.
is gone.
Oh.
They moved and then they changed the menu, but they still knew all the old stuff if you wanted it. And I would go back to Snuzzles again, but like I'm not going out to Kutztown anytime soon.
No.
It's fun to drive around because there's a lot of good memories, you know, passing by one of Dozer's infamous spots with the police officer. He knows. But it's fun. There's memory lane to drive down. But like the last time I was out there, we went. It was years ago. Oh my gosh, it was years ago now. We went for. I was with people for the homecoming game when they were making Andre Reed Stadium, and I was like, this. Our time is gone. That was only a few years after graduation, not a decade. Over a decade. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Feel old. Feel old.
I know. I still talk to Mike Rain. The kid still.
Oh, geez, how's he doing?
Good. Him and Leah, and they got 3 kids. Yeah, Joey. Oh my God, Joey's now. Liz, how old's Joey? 18. Joey's 18.
My God.
That's how long I've known Mike. That's how many years I've known Mike. Because Joey was like 1, 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say Joey was like baby.
That's how many years I've been still friends with Mike, and we're still like in good contact with them and everything like that. So it's hard with our schedules to like see each other.
That's adulthood.
Yeah, and with the kids and all that stuff too. But
they got kids. You're both married.
Yeah. So, but we make it work. We do make it work. They like to come up here more frequently because of oh God, what was the one thing that Leah likes up here? They like doing Lake Tobias. Coming up to Lake Tobias. Or like the Renaissance Fair. We just did the Renaissance. That was like Leah texted us and was like, hey, I've never been to a Renaissance Fair before. I'm like,
why? Judging.
Because the past time, like they just came up and not to mention too, like, so when Leah and Mike. So
no, I'm judging on going to Renaissance fairs. That's all.
Oh,
I have friends who are fair people, and they know I make fun of them mercilessly.
I enjoy going to. I like going to the Renaissance Fair.
I love that for you, Brian, and you can go all the time.
Well, no, it's usually a tradition for Liz and I because, like, for our anniversaries, it's something that's like local that we can do to celebrate our anniversary. To go out to just do like the winery,
and I think that's great for you. I love that for you. I mean that. I love that you guys do that.
PA doesn't get the one Renaissance Fair.
So don't judge me.
I want to see. I want to see Jacques Zawippa. He does a whole whip show where he just sings to a whip. And
yeah, I've seen him do the whip show,
and that's all I need to see.
Oh yeah, we saw the whip guy, and then what was the poetic, the dirty limerick? This is one reason why we wanted to go to the Renaissance Fair. So. I'm trying to remember. There was so I have a best friend who is considered they them now.
Mm-hmm. Identifies as they them. Not
identifies.
You're welcome.
She, they, yeah. Anyway,
they like to go.
Yeah, they like to go to the Renaissance. They like the time period. They like to go to the time period.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. People love the Renaissance. It's not something.
Anyway, so the one time I went with them to the Renaissance Fair, and we ended up meeting this with my wife. We ended up meeting this this lyricist. He just came up to us and he just looks at it and goes, "You look like pivots," and we're like,
yes,
yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, yes." He goes, "Come see my show at this time at this place," and I'm like, "Is it over there by the dungeons?" He goes, "Why, yes, it is." And he just gave me this like dirty look, like it's kind of part of my act, dirty. And I'm like, "Oh God." He's like, "Oh yeah, it's that kind of show." So yeah, and he actually tours up to New York. He does like a week-long performance there, like yearly.
It's a circuit. These people just go
They
to all the
all
different
hit the same.
Renaissance fairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I have friends who are one of my best friends here, Alyssa. She has a group up. She's part of the Barbarians. She goes to New York Fair. I
forget that
have been
guy's name.
invited and I declined. I've been to PA Fair once. It was fine. My time at PA Fair could be.
What is it? Arthur Greenholmes. I don't know if you guys want to Google him. Let's see if I can.
Arthur Christmas.
He's a musical artist. I see. He looks
Greenleaf
familiar.
Holmes. Yeah, Arthur Greenleaf Holmes.
Arthur Greenwood, gynecologist.
Arthur Greenleaf Holmes. That's
Yeah,
what
I
you
found
want
him
to
right
search.
away.
Yep.
Yeah, listen, it's fine. I have nothing against the Renaissance Fair. People who love it, more power. That's I mean, I love that for you. More power to you.
Oh,
I
He is-
walked in, and my feelings can be summed up of we're walking in, they're greeting you, and some guy, and one of the guys who's supposed to be like a gravedigger, I saw a dead body, and my exact response, without missing a beat, was I saw a dead body. So did I. What's your point?
he alone, honestly, he would be the reason of going to the Renaissance Fair. I'm honest to God, like if you like English literature, like Shakespeare English literature,
No, I specifically made sure to not take that class in college.
that's
God,
fine.
I
then.
hate Shakespeare.
Okay, then that's fine then. But
No. That's a musical. That's something rotten.
or
That's the
or if
actual
you
song
at
of-
least understand Shakespeare, or if you get Shakespeare.
I've seen Shakespeare. I've seen Shakespeare once or twice. I've seen a couple of these.
If you understand the concept of Shakespeare and just listening to his basic how I would refer to as parody, like a Mel. I wouldn't say Mel Brooks.
I get what. No, I think
raunchy.
I've
I
actually
mean,
I've
it's-
seen clips of him online.
Shakespeare is raunchy. What I want to
True.
see is, and it's a touring troupe. It's just drunk Shakespeare.
I love drunk Shakespeare. I've seen
Oh.
a couple.
I would like to. I would see.
I
drunk
love
Shakespeare. Yeah.
And Brian, so you know, God, I Hate Shakespeare is a song from the musical Something Rotten.
Oh.
That's why God, I hate Shakespeare. That's right. I said it. Yes, I do. I hate Shakespeare. I just don't get it. That there's a whole thing about hating. The whole crux of the show is Shakespeare's the villain. That's why when I said that, I'm singing it. I'm like, you're saying that. No. It's from a musical. I have nothing against I have nothing against the Mortal Bard or one of the bards.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
One day you will see Something Rotten, and trust me, you will love the living hell out of it. It's fantastic.
I hate Shakespeare because schools think it's a good idea to read Shakespeare.
No, they think it's a good idea to read Othello, King Lear, Romeo and Juliet, A Midsummer's Night's Dream. That's it. Pick your four
Hamlet.
because that's all you're getting. Oh, Hamlet. That's another one.
Hamlet.
Oh, no. We're not getting Othello or Hamlet. It's a Catholic school.
Oh, okay. Touche.
Romeo and Juliet, and we're going to cut out the best bits too. But I don't know why people feel this need, like, read a play. No, you don't read a play.
You act a play.
You act a play. You watch a play. You do not read it.
You study it. I get it. I understand it as someone who's a fan.
Holy shit, that was loud. Yeah, it is what it is. Maybe Disney should just put in a permanent Shakespeare theater.
Oh, to be or not to be.
You know, with Disney like stealing every public domain thing and trying to make it
Wait,
their own, why haven't
that's-
they done Shakespeare?
That's their next move. So they're going from the Disney reimagining storytelling animated to live action to the next step is we're just going to go to the next level of going back. You know how they went to like Greek Hercules.
Yeah.
So now they're going to do Shakespeare. So now they may do animated Shakespeare. Or they might do like live action Shakespeare.
They already did.
Like they'll do the
Called The Lion
Shakespeare.
King.
Yeah.
It's called The Lion King next.
So they'll find another Shakespearean movie to apply. Romeo and Juliet. No, wait. West Side Story, 20th Century Fox. They already did it. Move it next. They brought back West Side Story.
Listen, Hercules is getting a movie. Hercules is getting a stage adaptation. And Hercules will be going to Broadway probably. So,
Sorry, I found the best worst car ever on Facebook Marketplace.
oh no.
I don't know if you guys can hear my dog or not, but our living room is kind of
Can't hear a thing actually. Impressive.
Oh, that's good because he is snoring very loud, and these are noiseless headphones that I'm supposed to like tune out outside noise from like doing anything, and I can hear him snoring through my headset. This dog is snoring that loud.
Well, damn.
Yeah, yes. I think he's been snoring. I mean, he seems fine, but like he does have like a little bit of like an infection around his nose. So I don't know if he's. I don't know. We may have to get it checked out.
My parents' dog is like that. Teddy snores like a human. Teddy's also a Northern English black lab and a beast of an animal. He's basically a black bear.
Oh, this one here's. I mean, Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. We got him when he was only like 11 weeks old, so he pretty much became one of us. So I'm sure he picked up the snoring from one of us.
Well, it happens though. That's a Teddy. He's just a
and I think it might be my wife because one time I woke up and I couldn't tell if it was her or the dog.
Hey, snoring is snoring.
I love you.
See, I can't hear your dog. Oh, I heard Liz though. Oh, I heard that.
They're like, I heard her.
I heard that one. Woo! So I guess the dog gets the bed and you get the couch tonight, buddy.
Oh, I had the couch last night too, so I just passed on the couch last night, so I'm sure I'll probably pass on the couch tonight too. As Bruce goes, looks like you get the couch tonight, buddy. I'm like, well, probably.
I got yelled at for
My
talking
choice.
in my sleep, so
You got yelled at for what?
talking in my sleep. Apparently, I was having full conversations with myself last night.
You must be a Nazi then.
Hey,
Do you
hey,
do you get the reference?
gotta have
Nope.
touch. I do.
You don't get
gotta
the
talk to somebody.
Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Where he goes, Harrison Ford looks at Sean Connery. He goes, "How do you know she was a Nazi?" He goes, "She talks in a sleep."
See, here's the thing. I'm not a big Indiana Jones guy.
What?
In fact, I am fairly certain that Raiders is the only movie I've seen cover to cover.
You know,
Not even Temple.
Not even Temple cover to cover.
Interesting.
You know what's funny? So, I would say I'm a huge fan of the trilogy. Crystal Skull's another story.
Oh, it was fine.
It was a fun movie. It was a fun movie, but it didn't have the feels that I have towards the trilogy.
Because you have it was an Indiana Jones to try to pull in a newer generation. That's all. It was a younger take on it.
I know.
I don't listen. Do I love it like I love the first three? No, but it's a fine movie. But you have to step back from
I know, and that's why. And now with this one, so I did rewatch the 4 films recently, and I watching even the fourth one, I'm like, there are still those scenes that I'm just like cringing at. That I'm like, this was not necessary. These over the top CGI that was unnecessary. That just because you had the practical elements of the 3 films from, you know, like, I mean, even with a newer targeted audience, that's fine, but just the heavy, God love George Lucas, but the heavier George Lucas imprint that he had in this film separated from the I think just a little too much CGI, too much.
It's just a different time, and it's also a different way to make them.
I know. So
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm a practical effects kind of guy, but unfortunately,
regardless, though, like, I mean, overall, like, it's still a fun movie. I am excited to see Dial of Destiny. I am going in open-minded. I have been hearing rumors and reading the rumors that James Mangold's been Xing and all this stuff, saying, you know, Harrison Ford is not getting killed off. There will be, you know, she's not Indiana Jones at the end. You know, it's like not one of those things. And I really like, I don't care. I want to go in open-minded. I want to go into this film because of being a absolute fan of the franchise.
you're better off to do it that way, because if you get your hopes up, you're just going to be disappointed.
Exactly. Like, I just want to go and just enjoying it. I know, because there've always been sort of set up like the cheesy campiness, you know, Saturday matinee, kind of like how Star Wars was established. That was just in space opera. This was more of an action adventure, you know, almost like the Lone Ranger type deal. You know, you kind of see that. And there again, like, so I want to talk about the Golden Globes a little bit here. I don't know if I talked about it the last
A
conversation
little
or
bit,
not.
not much, but
So with Steven Spielberg, I was super happy that Steven Spielberg won the Best Director for the Golden Globe for the Meet the Fabelmans.
yes, you did talk about this last week.
So, right. So, like with Indiana Jones, like he was growing up as a kid, like when he was 6, listening to the Lone Ranger. Like that was his inspiration, and that's pretty much where Indiana Jones came from. Like, yeah, it's just it just and just his obsession just with yeah. So James Mangold doing this film. I mean, I'm excited. Hopefully, Steven Spielberg is executive producer, so you know, I'm sure it's, you know, he wants to make sure this is like
His hands are still there.
Yeah, exactly. So again, open-minded. But where was I going with that?
I don't know. I got lost in the hedge maze on the way there.
Yeah.
Call me Dudley Do Right, because I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Ooh,
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, I lost my train. I was going on a rabbit hole somewhere.
Oh, I want to go ride Dudley Do Right now.
Oh.
It got a fresh coat of paint. Same crappy logs, fresh coat of paint.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, on a nice hot like 90, you know, or like an 80s, upper 80s, 90-degree temperature, just go on that Dudley bathing suit, just go down that.
Honestly, it's one of the better water rides around. It's just a very fun log flume.
Yeah.
I obviously, you know, I love the humor of Dudley Do Right.
I just want to get soaked on that ride, like just cool off, like yeah. Walking around in Crocs.
That Popeyes, minus the cave.
Well,
No, yeah, I forgot about the cave.
Very first time we're on that. My back is going to the cave. My sister and my father in front of me. My sister's laughing. My dad's like, oh, of course. I say, what? And I just see the tentacle over my shoulder. I'm like, you're kidding me, right?
Speaking of, I just watched recently Legoland has a new attraction in Florida that just opened up. That's a pirate boat attraction. It is a live boat, so basically kids 3 and under are required to wear like safe, like water vests on the boat. There's a scene on the ride that has these Lego tentacles. It's the Kraken. So there's these tentacles that are out of the water.
We have just told Bruce he's never riding it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Lego ride. How bad could it be?
It doesn't. I don't think there's any movable parts. They're just like a couple of like tentacles that are, and they're. I think there's one tentacle that says like you have to find the golden brick, and there's like a golden brick, and he's like, where's the golden brick? And you have to shout out, there's, whatever. And it's just a golden brick in a tentacle. But I don't think there's any tentacles that are moving. They're just like props that are just standing there.
Pirate River Quest?
That's yeah.
So,
So just a heads up for anyone that has that fear.
and
It's cephalopodophobia, trademarked by me.
also, just to come to Universal and Super Mario Land, I would like to point out,
Super
many-
Nintendo Land.
yes, to many of our American viewers who may be hoping to ride Mario Kart, moving at half the speed of smell.
Oh yeah, I saw that video.
I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to ride most likely.
Oh yeah, no, I'm out.
Hey,
I'm not.
It's virtual queue because it's still in previews. It's virtual queue.
I'll be right
The
back.
problem being you only have one attraction. So,
Bruce, guess the waistline cutoff to fit in it.
oh, what is it?
40.
Are you shitting me? I thought those restraints looked tight for a ride that's snail speed
40.
because they copied the trains from Japan.
I
Jesus.
am the max size.
They copied the trains from Japan, and I'm sorry, the attraction doesn't move fast enough. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. I don't care how slow it moves. I want to ride this. It just looks. I know it's slow, and I know why it's slow and everything. But it's so themed. It looks like the games come to life. I just want to enjoy it. I want to try everything. I want to get a band. I just want to do the whole thing.
And just to put this in perspective, in America, 40 is the average waistline.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Most people will not be able to ride this ride.
I gotta tell you, I saw a test seat. I was like, why is there a test seat for Mario Kart?
The max waist size to ride Mario Kart is 40.
Wait, max waist?
Your belt
waist
size.
Restraint. They have a test seat
40?
for Mario Kart. 40 inches.
For our female viewers, that's about a size 20.
A 20 waist is the max for women.
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember, I'm talking dress sizes for women. So
Yeah, but still, it's one of those that obviously it's going to happen here because it's in Orlando with Epic Universe because it's a carbon copy, but it's just ridiculous. I mean, the land's themed to the hell, the ride's themed like hell. I still want to ride it. I don't care how slow it is.
Yeah, I watched that video. I'm going, are you kidding me? Because I was like so excited about
you knew that. I told you guys that.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
just
a carbon
like
copy.
Well, no, but like for marketing for my business to go out there.
Well, the problem with marketing it, and the reason that's why I told a lot of people Epic Universe is going to be so different. The problem with marketing it is where Epic Universe is going to have Mario Kart, Yoshi's Adventure, Donkey Kong Roller Coaster. Donkey Kong's coming to Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
For what I understand, they do plan on doing it, but that's the problem. Mario Kart's not enough to sell once people see what the attraction is. It's
once people realize they can't ride it.
Once they can't ride it. I mean, I know they have test seats, and if you watch the show, you know my feelings that test seats generally don't work. A test seat should always be somewhere private. One, to not embarrass some of the guests, especially if they're certain larger guests. I don't care. Others would. Two, they need to be able to work. When I walk up to Velocicoaster and this kid's playing in the test seat, I'm like, well, I know this ain't going to work if I get a green light.
And, it's just that whole... The line for the test seat's going to be longer than the line for the attraction.
It needs, Hagrid has a nice test seat because it's kind of behind something. You have to ask a team member to pull you around and try it. And Hagrid's test seat is tight.
Have you guys heard the potential alleged rumor, almost unofficially announced, ride for the Wizarding World section for Epic Universe?
Yes, it's the battle of the Ministry of Magic. Imelda Staunton signed on. We all know what it is. I
Oh
told you
my!
about it.
That's nuts.
I like the idea, and I like that because Fantastic Beasts failed.
Is
It's going to be the French Diagon Alley, and you're going to enter, go to the Ministry. I like what they're doing with it, and there's room doing. If you look at the Epic Universe stuff, what I love, it's here's our stuff, and literally on the map, expansion, 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 expansion. So like we're not done. This is just phase 1. But
right.
I like what they're doing. I like the idea. I think it's going to be a fun concept, even though it's just,
Well, when they said it's going to be like multiple floor ride attraction, like up and down, because it's going to be like the elevator shafts or something like that for the Ministry of Magic that you're riding, essentially, like that's your ride vehicle. This is going to be the shot back at Disney for Rise of the Resistance. This is going to be their rise.
Yes and no, because it's going to be a different ride system.
It's the competition. It's that Disney released Rise of Resistance.
So everything's going to be. That's how a theme park war works. Everything.
Right. That's why I'm excited about this. I'm saying, all right, this is Universal's shot back at Disney. So, all right, Disney, what's your move?
I'm telling you, the shot back at Disney is going to be the Universal Monsters attraction. Van Helsing is the shot back.
If people can ride it.
Not Harry Potter for marketing, for IPs, intellectual properties, to just for sales, for advertising, and
Harry Potter sells itself. You don't have to push that attraction. Just the name Harry Potter is the sell. I'm talking actual ride. I could be. This is me guessing. This is me theorizing. I think Van Helsing's going to be the look at our. From what I understand, is the monster section is being deemed as the crown jewel. Harry Potter and Nintendo are going to bring them in, but the other monsters and whatever else they have planned are going to be the keeping here.
The way I will put this.
Now, Bruce, you're referring to based off of rides.
Yes.
Based off of speculation, what I've seen, attractions, and everything. That's what I'm saying. The main ride at Monsters is going to be the crown jewel, from what I understand. I could be wrong because I've heard all sorts of rumors about the ride system of Harry Potter.
Because what I'm referring to though is from a marketing standpoint, from selling for advertisements, for promotioning, for sales, for it's like, hey, come to
depends how much they can do with the advertisements for Harry Potter.
That's what I'm saying, though. The selling point, but it's not the ride. The selling point's the fact that Nintendo Harry Potter. That's the selling point right there. That's it. That's your selling point. We have Nintendo and Harry Potter. You don't need more than that. That's the selling point. Because technically, Rise of the Resistance is a response to Harry Potter.
I am going to put this in terms we can understand. Nintendo Land is Fantasyland.
Yes.
Right.
Harry Potter is the good slice of Frontierland, Adventureland. Monsters, though, will be Tomorrowland. It's not necessarily what you sell the park on, but it's where everybody wants to be.
Right.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say, Brian, but Rise of the Resistance was already a response. That's why it wasn't. This is your Disney year move. It's okay. That's why you're going to play things. Now I'm doing this. The entire Batu, Galaxy's Edge was all a response to Harry Potter.
Right. Okay.
So
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's that's why the attraction itself isn't the selling point. The part of the Imelda Staunton and possibly the 3 are.
And then Epic Universe is going to open. They're going to go your move, and Disney's going to go, okay, 5th gate.
We already know it's happening. We just don't know the theme. It's happening. Come on. It's happening. We all can agree on that. It's happening.
Yeah. If anything, what I will say is, if you remember from the D23, they talked about how They want to do all these expansion lands in the Magic Kingdom. And I think we are going to get what I will call the Hollywood Studios effect. They want to do all these expansion lands. And then they're going to go, why the fuck don't we just make another park?
Because they have to. I mean, they have room for what they want to do with Thunder Mesa, whatever you want to call that idea.
Yeah.
You have room there, but you don't have as much room as you might think.
Yeah, and they kept there were what, 3 or 4 expansion mini lands they were calling them. Yeah, that's just becoming its own park. It's going to be the Great Movie Ride effect.
You're going to have, we all know Disney's planning that 5th gate. It's happening. It's a work in progress, and they're just holding it close to their vest.
Yep. Heck, we probably know people working on it.
My buddy is being very, very cagey on what he's working on.
What do you
know.
What do you think the 5th gate would be?
Huge. I think it's just going to be massive.
Hold on. I can give you a name. Just give me a few minutes here.
I mean, listen, villains are possible. I think whatever they plan, I think it's that when I say huge, that's what I mean. It's going to be something that can meet general capacity. Hopefully they're smart enough. Like Moana, I don't think that attraction is going to hold up the test of time. I don't think it's going to have the capacity they will need it to. It's a walkthrough.
Legends universe. Yes, I literally just looked up synonyms for epic.
Not even universe. I think it's just going to call it Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm all before it. I'll go to Legends. Disney Legends.
It's just something that has to be, for them, I think it has to meet capacity. It has to be big enough to allow more, and it just has to withstand the test of time.
Could you imagine, instead of building an attraction off of, say, an IP or a movie, you purely base it off of the mind behind it? An entire land done in the style of Raleigh Crump.
Oh,
That'd be good.
Oh, I got one. Ralph McQuarrie.
That'd be good.
That's your Tomorrowland.
Can we have an attraction based on the original pitch for Space Mountain? Just the pitch. Just the original pitch.
I'm just waiting for the Joe Rody earring flat ride.
No. Followed by the earring museum. It's not a gift shop. It's a museum. Donations will be donated to rotating charities.
You put his earring in the case they have the Hope Diamond in the Smithsonian.
And you walk out of the giant hole. There's a giant ear outside of the gift shop. You walk out of the hole.
Wait a minute. Hey, an idea has just been made here, and I'm just gonna say it. No, that's the start. Ben, Brian, you mentioned Benoit Blanc meeting the Muppets. Somebody stole Rhodey's earring. The Muppets are being blamed. Make the attraction. There, you have Benoit Blanc. You have what's his name? Help me with the actor's name, please. Knives Out.
Craig.
Help me, please. Daniel Craig. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm I see the face. I see his face. I can't. You have Daniel Craig sign on to do it. It's not a movie. It's an attraction. Who stole Rhodey's earring?
That's hysterical.
I know I'm just taking for the Great Muppet Caper, but talent borrows, genius steals.
That would be funny. Well, and you know what's funny too? I was asking Liz about that too,
No.
and her and I actually, I was like hypothetically, who would the Muppets theoretically kill off? And honestly, the first one that came to mind, Dead Tom, because he's already dead. It's Dead Tom.
Beauregard, because he's not dead. You kill off Beauregard. Beauregard won't know to die. And he'll just be like, at the very end, and it's Beauregard. After all, Beauregard's dead. I'm not dead, guys. I have things to clean. Grabs a bucket and mop it and goes off cleaning the mess around him. Or Uncle Deadly, because it's Uncle Deadly. But still.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking.
But I'm thinking only it's Beauregard because it kind of writes itself to have him up. He's not dead the whole time. They have this whole murder mystery, and Beauregard's like, "What do you mean? I'm not dead."
I just want to have like a scene where there's like, the all the lights go out, and then there's like a flash of lightning, and there's that one giant Muppet that's like, "Hey, how are you?"
Oh, the Beet guy that eats the other. No.
And then the lights flash again, and then just vanishes. Like, just wait, where'd he go?
Pops up. Two things. Now we have a dead body, and another Muppet's missing because he ate him. What's going on, guys? Oh my gosh! It actually is a good idea. It writes itself. I just wish the Henson Company. I'm not against the idea. I just don't think the Henson Company is going to go for it. I think I'm up for anything Muppets, especially another mystery, because that's where the Muppets shine.
You know who you killed with the Muppets? Waldo.
You mean Walter?
No, Waldo.
Which one's Waldo?
The 3D Muppet.
Oh, Waldo!
No, wait, no. Ooh, no, wait, time out. This is it. No. This is it. Okay, so we can't have a Who Framed Roger Rabbit movie, right? But what if we have some sort of, instead of a Who Framed Roger Rabbit type film, we have Daniel Craig's character from Knives Out with the Muppets with a like, where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo? But you just sit there and they go, well, where's Waldo? And you see him dead or whatever. And they go, well, we got to find out who killed him. We have to give them a reward.
Fine, but Bean Bunny, spoiler alert, Bean Bunny did it.
Accidentally.
I didn't mean, at the very end, I didn't mean to, guys.
Yeah, because what happened to Bean? He hasn't been around.
Robin much? That's the problem. They focus on other Muppets, and Muppet projects have become a little scarce, but obviously I'm a big Muppets fan. I welcome any kind of Muppet.
What did you guys think of the more adult The Muppets on ABC when it was set up like The Office?
I didn't care for it, mainly because the problem is you change who they are.
Yeah.
You change. Scooter was psychotic.
Yeah.
Like, again, I like it doesn't have to be where he can be changed, but he doesn't. You got to keep the essential of of what the characters are. I was having a discussion last night with my buddy about the Devil's Wear Prada musical, and I didn't disagree with him about you can't change the characters. But the problem was they changed the character and they made them so lewd, and it didn't work.
And did you make it feel like it was almost too human? Like almost
too cringy.
Yeah, like, I mean, there were some parts that I was like, oh, that's interesting, like, way to look at something, and
it felt like we were watching an outtake of a Muppet, like an adult cut of a Muppet movie with them just having fun behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Piggy, listen, Piggy and Kermit are what they are, but it was just very odd having the way she was. It's just like, it was, nobody checked her, and Piggy has a heart. She's a diva, but there is a heart in there. There was no heart there. It felt very not Muppet. And that showing is exactly my point. The Hensons hated it. That's what the rumor was, is that's why you saw less Muppets, is they're trying to gain favor with the company again, because not them making puppets or anything, the Henson Company's still there, but they hated what they did. They said my father would not be a fan of this.
Right.
Yeah. I agree.
Or just off the old, this is going back, the Muppets were supposed to do a show on Broadway themed to Noah's Ark. they had presentations for it. Never got off the ground, obviously. This is the same time of Jim Steinman's Batman, to give you a hint. Another project I think that deserves to be unshelved. There, I said it, putting that out into the world.
Are they
well into existence?
Wait, is the Batman? Is that
No.
Oh,
First off, it's hard because the man himself is dead.
That's right. Well,
Jim Simon's dead.
I didn't know if Batman was still if that has been a concept that they've been talking again.
It's had 4 tries and none went anywhere, including with Danny Elfman writing a score for Broadway. Didn't go anywhere. I'm just mentioning that of things that you unshelve. Disney could just unshelve that and do a movie like that. I'm not saying Noah's Ark, but do something like that. Do another try to win favor back. But I actually don't. I think the Muppets might have an attraction involved in the new park, only because remember they were trying that history with the Muppets thing.
Oh, man, I tell you what, you know what would actually bring. As much as I really enjoy Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway, and a lot of people do, it's a very
I love that attraction.
Love that attraction. I think what would really make a lot of people happy is if Disney can somehow bring back in some way, have a Muppets attraction. And
you're not mentioning that old stage show they used to do, are you?
No. There was a there was a concept at one point.
The Muppet Great Movie Ride.
Yeah.
I know where you're going.
Well, the Muppet Great Movie Ride was a backup after that whole Muppet themed area failed because they were supposed to do that.
I know, but I think it'd be really cool if they were able to kind of find a way to shift stuff.
No,
I have no problem, especially at a new park. Have a Great Movie Ride style attraction with the Muppets running things. I think it'd be fantastic.
I just want them to keep making attraction-based movies around the Muppets. We had the Muppet Haunted Mansion. Cool. Give me the Muppet Tower of Terror. Give me the Muppet.
There it is. There it is, right there. Muppet Tower of Terror, and then you have the Electric Mayhem for Rock and Roller Coaster.
No, but he means like for on Disney Plus.
Disney
Plus.
Oh, okay,
no.
Gotcha.
He means Muppet Tower of Terror. Hey, look, we're in a mining town. It's Muppet Big Thunder Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Muppets in space. Muppets in space. Say
Mountain.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I was actually thinking of Muppets in a Haunted Hotel, like do the whole Mel Brooks storyline that there was that whole Mel Brooks idea. Just do that with the Muppets.
You mean the Happiness Hotel?
Whatever.
Caper.
I don't know, but we're going.
In Great Muppet Caper,
No,
they have a song that's the Happiness Hotel.
Well, no. There was. You guys don't know the backstory of the Tower of Terror?
I do. No, I know that. I'm just saying,
like
you
how
do something.
But yeah, but it was going to be a Mel Brooks themed attraction. It was going to be like a cursed hotel kind of theme to be like around his young Frankenstein era. But he was going to be writing the script. But I guess there was like a deal that fell through, or he couldn't do it, or time, or whatever. So they had to go to the next step, which they got the rights to CBS's Twilight Zone. It was going to be a Mel Brooks attraction.
Oh, no, I remember that.
Yeah.
Well, it was originally going to be the Thunder Mesa attraction, then a Mel Brooks attraction, then...
Oh, wait, Thunder Mesa? Really? I didn't know it was going to be Thunder Mesa.
Okay. The ride system for Tower was going to be in one of two places. It was either going to be...
Like a mine?
It was going to be you're in an old mine at the Magic Kingdom where you're in an old mine, and there's pick a name for an old faithful kind of geyser, and you're down in the mine shafts, and you're right over the geyser. What's gonna happen next? Wah!
I didn't know that. I knew about Mel Brooks. I didn't know it was about the.
That was the original. It was going to be one of two locations. Then we'll do it here. Mel Brooks. That fell through. Now it's Twilight Zone.
Well, see, that's what I was saying for the Tower of Terror movie then, or just...
The problem is because they're doing... it has to be a special because, remember, unless the project fell through, which I'm okay with that, they were making another movie with Scarlett Johansson.
Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
I remember
that. But again, that could have all fell through. And I'm okay if it did because I actually don't mind the TV movie, and I wouldn't mind something like this. It's just, I also think Scarlett Johansson's about as entertaining as watching a wet paper bag. There, I said it.
It's not the first time
All
you've
right,
said
well,
it either.
all right, maybe
No.
not a movie rendition, but for a ride attraction, I mean, they like I said for that area, if they wanted to make a Muppets
No,
themed-
it works. It works as a ride or a movie.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a Muppet Tower of Terror
Yeah.
every day of the week. You have ghosts. Statler
yeah.
and Waldorf appear as ghosts. I'm okay. And Statler and Waldorf should just be right.
or like right, especially like right before like you shoot up and you stop in Waldorf and they're like, oh, oh, and then, and then you drop.
Yeah, I could ride it.
Are you gonna fall forward? You're not gonna fall short. Oh, down it goes. I'm fine with that. I would welcome that. I
Oh.
welcome any Muppet theme Disney-based attraction thing with open arms. In fact, I'm sorry, do the Muppet Jungle Cruise and make sure Emily Blunt and The Rock do it with you.
Take my money.
Just anything like that. I welcome anything Muppets, especially if we're going to riff on attractions, because the Muppet Haunted Mansion wasn't bad. It just needed some minor tweaks here or there to get better. Also, for doing the Muppet Great Movie Ride, I want Pepe the Prawn to be the director. Don't ask me why. I just think he has the perfect personality.
I'm telling you, yes, the Muppet Great Muppet Movie Ride would be, and then they could and see now with Disney owning all of these licenses films, like they can just almost do a complete restart on what films that they can show that's Muppets in those movies. So here's my question. What films would you like to see in the Great Muppet Movie Ride?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I don't know if they actually own the rights to that. I just think it'd be funny seeing Piggy and Kermit do Gone with the Wind.
See,
just imagine it. Frankly, my dear.
And wait, and then for a joke, like wind will just like blow through and Piggy's hair will just be like,
She's holding
oh no,
her
wait,
hair's
no,
in the air,
wait,
she's
no,
holding
wait,
her
no,
dress
no.
down.
You know, like when she's flying through like the mansion, flying bacon because when pigs fly.
When pigs fly. I guess this is what happens. If someone says is that when pigs fly? Have her do a Marilyn Monroe moment. I didn't sign up for this. Just have Piggy be the butt of the joke for 3/4 of the attraction, and then Piggy takes over. Have like a Piggy takeover moment of no. She starts at the beginning. I'm done with this. I'm running things now.
Gone with the Wind.
look, I don't care as long as we fit Die Hard in there somehow.
Oh, ooh.
Is Gonzo or is okay? It's Gonzo and Fozzie. Which one's Al Powell and which one's Bruce Willis?
Wait, which one?
Which one's okay? Die Hard, Gonzo, Fozzie. Which one's Al Powell? Which one's John McClane?
I'm
thinking Fozzie is Al Powell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Gonzo fits John McClane. He flies instead of.
It's you. Welcome to the party, pal.
Boom! Gonzo's somehow going to get fired out of a cannon off the building.
He drops down and says, "That looks like fun."
I mean, I could go the easy route. But I'm trying to think outside the box. I did look up Gone with the Wind, by the way. MGM. The irony. The irony. The irony.
I don't know why, Mike. If Casablanca was in it, it must be an MGM film. I don't know why I thought that.
That would be an amazing scene, too, I think. That would be adorable because you'd be like, when pigs fly.
Home Alone.
Yeah. I'm
I
trying to I mean, you could always do like. I'm trying to think something.
Okay. Now, instead of Alien, we need to have a Disney adult movie in here. And I'm going to clap back to a discussion we had earlier. Since it was Miramax, Disney owned them at the time. I don't care. I'm counting it. And who's going to be our Ghostface?
The Swedish Chef.
I love it.
Because
Love it.
What your favorite scary movie?
Okay. But there's two Ghostface. One Swedish Chef, the other's Beaker.
Yes. Because here's the thing, like I was trying to think of a scene for the Swedish Chef. I was like, okay, like I'm trying to think cooking, like what kind of movies involve cooking? But I'm like knives, and you were just like, slasher
could also
films.
do John McClane.
What?
Swedish Chef could also do John McClane. That would be funny.
Oh yeah,
Home
that
Alone
would be.
is your Indiana Jones scene where you lose your narrator. Well, you lose the villain.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
Oh! Musical! West Side Story! Bring it back!
I always thought it'd be really cool to have the quick stop. No, not for the Muppets. I was always thinking like if they were to update the original Great Movie Ride when they got Miramax films, I was like, oh man, how cool would it be instead of getting removing the gangster scene to like, or a transition scene to do like a quick stop like for comedy. Like they had just have like Jay and Silent Bob just like animatronics there.
I just want to point out that Fox did a lot of movies with WWE Studios.
Really?
A lot.
Interesting.
Also, so I am going to list all the different production houses on this movie. See if you could guess what the movie is. Fox, Dune Entertainment, Walden Media, Blumhouse Productions, and WWE Studios.
See no evil?
No.
I'm kidding. That was a joke. Blumhouse and Fox.
And Dune and Walden and WWE.
What is it?
The Tooth Fairy.
Listen, Jason. That was before you. That was before you discovered Paranormal Activity. I'll give you a pass. I think it was before Paranormal Activity.
I just had to look that up. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm going to cut us off because I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know what? This has been a very off-kilter. Hey, off-kilter. There's a reference to the opening of the show.
Oh.
But you know what? We've been off the rails. We're the Diz Idiots, so you don't have to be. And I just lost my train of thought.
Toot toot.